Hey Indians, this is Jeremy Fuel, Superintendent here at Mississinewa Community Schools. I want to put this out for tonight's strategic planning agenda. We have a lot of items to cover. We're not going to spend as much deep time in detail, especially with renderings and our strategic plan. We want to get to be able to give as much time for questions and answers and feedback from the community tonight as we can. We are a go on tonight's meeting, no matter what. I know we have weather coming in. It's actually already started. We'll make sure that we have the parking lots good and salted. Remember, it's 6 to 8 tonight at the high school cafeteria. Park on the north side of the high school. Enter in through door 10, and we will be in the cafeteria from 6 to 8. We will not be serving food tonight, but we will have some drinks, waters available and everything for everybody coming in. Obviously, you can see the agenda there. One thing I do want to point out for this is for the question and answer portion of the agenda, there's a form, and we'll have it there. You can't really see it here, but it's a registration to address the board. It's what we use when we have public comment for the board. So we'll have those placed on tables. If you can fill that out, just your name. If there's an organization that you're representing, you can put that down if it's applicable, and then put your address down. And we ask when you get up to ask a question or make a comment after we call your name that you state your name, and then you state your address as well. And then you can ask your question or make your statement. We're going to keep all statements to 2 minutes, and we'll have a timer going once we get to that, and that'll be the last thing that we do. Hopefully we'll have about an hour of that Q&A or statement piece from community members once we get through the rest of our agenda. Want to remind everybody, just be safe as you're coming in. We are also going to Facebook live stream this, attempt to, because we haven't done that before yet. That will be on the MCSC Facebook page, and it'll start at 6 o'clock. If you're from home, you can ask questions on that. We will not answer them live, but we're going to note them, and we'll address them over the next several days and into next week, address any questions that are asked during that time as well. So we do appreciate the community's feedback, questions, and everything out there, and taking all that into account as we look to move forward. Want to go through a couple of additional things while I have you guys on here. We actually just got our tax calculator. It's going to be posted on the website. Try to pull it up. So I got permission from Leslie Winter, former superintendent, to use her property value. So if you go to the auditor's website, which is going to be linked on the tax calculator, the calculation I sent out before talked about using your net assessed value, but you'll notice on the calculator that it asks for your gross assessed value. Okay, so 161.5, you'll see that right here. And we'll go, so you locate that number. Then the next thing you're going to do is go to a different, let me pull it up. Once you are able to link to the tax calculator, this is what the tax calculator looks like. So you'll punch in your number. So Leslie's home was 161,000 gross assessed value. Notice it says right here, says your gross assessed value at the top. So you'll want to type in that 161.5 or whatever your number is. If you're looking at other residential that falls into the 2% cap, you'll type that in here. If you're looking at 3% tax property, personal, industry, commercial, you'll type that gross assessed value there. Once you type that in, it'll adjust these numbers here as well. So that's something to be noted. So you type in again, gross assessed value. You'll see it's calculated here as well. Then from there, this is what, and also note that this is showing your the operating referendum for 10 cents, as well as the capital referendum amount right there. And then this will give you your annual amount and then a monthly amount. So two different ways to calculate that, or shows you monthly, shows you the annual basis. You'll notice right here, there's the link to the website on the calculator. Again, this is going to be on the strategic plan planning website. Well, we're going to try to have a QR code built into the presentation tonight so you guys can take a photo of it as we get to it. Easy way to be able to calculate it and know what the potential increase. And this is worst case scenario. So one thing I do want to know, and I don't know how well it's out there, is whatever referendum amount that we go for the capital, it's going to be phased in over 5 years and multiple issuances. So really year 6 would be the highest paid year. And like I've told the board leading up to this is we have our debt service rate is right around 71, 72 cents right now per $100 assessed value. As AV continues to grow, we're going to allow that debt service rate to decrease. And my goal would be to get it below 40 cents. And really, if we could get it down to 30 cents or less, that would be ideal. So as AV is growing, we're not going to look to issue GO bonds or any sort of additional debt to maintain that debt service rate. We're going to allow that to drop. So as you're paying more for the referendum amount, you're also going to be seeing some relief as that debt service rate drops as well. That's our goal in this process, to lessen the burden on our taxpayer. So I want to make that note out there is the plan with any sort of referendum project that goes is that we are going to, over time, over 10 years, decrease that debt service rate as that AV continues to grow. So that's one thing I did want to make note of and having this video to try to be able to explain to everyone as well. So this will be up on the, we literally just received this like 20 minutes ago. So this will be up on the website for you to put your information in and see what that tax impact is. But I also want to talk through that debt service rate adjustment that we're going to look to do over the next 10 years. I told the board, again, we don't want to reissue any debt for at least 10 years while doing this. So just want to make note of that and get that out to everyone. Look forward to seeing everybody there tonight. Again, we're going to put a lot of information out there. This will not be the last meeting. There's going to be tons of these meetings. I know there's a lot of emotions involved in this process and everything. We want to get facts and details out there as much as possible to the community. We want to gather your feedback. There are supporters. There are people that aren't for this. I understand that, but we want to hear all sides of that information. We have time to adjust things. This is not us saying that we have to do this project necessarily. It's just saying, hey, these are options. If we don't do anything, this is what we're going to have to look at. And that's just the reality of school funding and what we have to deal with. So we want that input, and we're going to take that back. We don't have to have any sort of final decision on a referendum dollar amount until about late May time into June is when we have to have that decision. This is up to the community to decide upon. The school is the communities. Bottom line, school is the communities. The taxpayers in Mill Township are the ones that decide if this goes through or not. It's ultimately 100% the community's decision. And we just want to put the facts out there for everybody to be able to absorb, digest, and educate themselves upon. So appreciate you taking the time. Again, this is the third episode of Mississinewa Matters. I know some people want to know about meeting with state legislators. I actually had a breakfast down at the State House this morning with state legislators and superintendents throughout the state. About 140 of us combined were there, able to communicate and talk with them. A big point of topic is Senate Bill 1 right now. With that, it's early in the process still. We've heard what Braun wants to do with the big cuts and how that's going to impact us, specifically for Mississinewa. It would impact our budget over the next 3 years between $500,000 a year to $800,000 a year. And so a significant impact to our budget and something we would have to make some even more significant cuts on. But coming from that meeting, I think there's my belief from talking to different various groups that are actively involved in this process is what he has out there is worst case scenario, max cuts to public entities. I don't think there's not going to be any cuts. I think there's going to be somewhere in between, and that's kind of what we've gathered from our meeting this morning. But there's still a lot of time to go through that process. So I did want to provide that update based upon my meeting that I had this morning down in Indianapolis, and look forward to seeing everybody tonight. Again, 6 to 8 p.m. at the high school. Park on the north side of the high school. Enter door 10. We'll be in the cafeteria. We'll also be working to live stream this. So if you get on the corporation Facebook page, that'll be out there tonight. So look forward to seeing everybody, and have a great day. And please drive safe as you're going out and about and around. Thanks, and have a great night.